Namaste, beautiful friends. This is Elle, Sacred Union Spiritual Wellness, a channel dedicated to uplifting and enhancing your spiritual well-being. I am Elle. I am your intuitive card reader, and I bring you these messages where I review the most salient astrological aspects that are going on and the energies that may be affecting you. And then I pull a tarot reading to give you some details and guidance on how best to navigate these energies so that you can respond instead of react, and therefore create more positive outcomes. So I'm going to jump right into the astrology. February 14th, that all anticipated Valentine's Day. So this is going to be a little complicated because there are a lot of aspects going on in the astrology, but I'm going to just give you the general gist. The overall energy is a fateful Friday with karma, either whether that's positive or negative. That's going to depend on your birth chart and the birth chart of your partner, because these aspects are complicated. First, we have the moon sextiling Mars, which is retrograde in Cancer. So that's not the most significant aspect. We do have a Mercury changing signs into Pisces. Now, this is going to make communication a little more cloudy, just in time for that Valentine's Day dinner where you're going to want to talk to your partner, and the details may become a bit foggy, and that may cause some unsettling. Now, if you watched any of my previous readings regarding Valentine's Day and the energy of the full moon, then you know exactly what to expect in that conversation. We also have the moon opposing Saturn. We have the moon in conjunct with Chiron. We have the moon trining Uranus, which is actually a little lightening of the energy because the moon has been squared Uranus, but now it's in a trine. So now we're feeling a little bit more optimistic, and it's almost like, approaching things from a different point of view, or a different method or strategy is going to work out better. So that might be key to this upcoming conversation. We also have the moon in conjunct the sun, but here's the clincher. The moon is going to be conjunct the south node and then opposite the north node. That's what's going to make this a fateful Friday for your Valentine's Day. All right, just a couple other features. The moon is in Virgo, and it is this is that energy of, kind of emotionally wanting to cubbyhole things, wanting to rack and stack things, put things in order, make sense out of things. And therefore, that's where some frustration is going to come in, because this conversation is going to lack some detail. The detail is going to be a bit fuzzy. So it's not going to be like a direct communication where everything is clear and there's a sense of security in the clarity. This is going to be, a little bit confusing, and that could spark some disagreements. Friday is going to start out with some heavy energy as some of these aspects start to move through the astrology. Therefore, the energy is going to kind of shift throughout the day with all of these aspects. It's going to be complicated, but it's going to culminate in that Valentine's Day conversation that could create some frustration. So I'm going to go ahead and cleanse and clear this space, and let's get into the tarot reading, get you some details and also some guidance on how to navigate these energies. lovelies, let's get into this reading. I'm going to be using the Divine Abundance Oracle by Tasha Silver, the Eye of Zen Romance Oracle by Jennifer Walker, and then the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. So let's jump in. We'll start with the Divine Abundance, and let's see what information you need to navigate these energies. What comes through for you. If you find my readings helpful, please consider liking this video, as also subscribing to my channel so that you get these daily updates of the astrology, the energies, and the tarot reading to help you, guide you through them. There's freedom. We've seen this card. I believe it was in yesterday's reading. I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from these bonds. Okay, so there's somebody wanting some freedom from some lower vibrational energies, from some past issues that have created resentment. You can't have resentment without some sort of past issue. And then we have the non-duality. Let your authentic humanity shine forth while also bowing to the inner divine. You can become fluent at doing both. So I'm really going to say don't take sides here. Let me pull the Romance Oracle, because this reading is is definitely lacking some detail as far as the energies. It is very complicated, so you can expect some kind of like a cloudy disposition over this Valentine's Day, particularly in the evening about Valentine's Day dinner time. So I'm just giving you a heads up so that you are aware, because we certainly don't want to derail Valentine's Day. Obsessions. Be careful. There are strong desires and attachments. That's why this freedom and non-duality are here. That makes more sense now. Ooh, my favorite one, which gain more knowledge and use your intuition to see the answers. Means don't necessarily rely on what's in front of you. Okay, my guides are saying something about like a menu. Don't think that your relationship is going to be like a menu where you can pick and choose, you know, the reactions, the responses, the emotions of someone else. This is basically allowing and accepting someone else to be who they are in their own humanity or their perception of humanity. And then there's some desires and strong attachments here, which could be about you, which would be lovely, but be careful. This person could be more attached than what they let on. That might be where this freedom card comes in. There may be an expectation that you're just not willing to fulfill here. And you're just like, I need to detach from this. And then there's also this, there's this intuitive sense of trying to kind of intuit what the other person is really wanting to say with this cloudy conversation. You can tell the shift in the energies because this, yeah, I just saw the High Priestess card. I'm probably going to pull her since I saw her. Oops, she disappeared again. Okay, but that High Priestess, that being Cancerian energy, the moon energy, we have a lot of aspects with the moon. So that's about awareness, intuition, connectedness, some secrets, some silence, honesty, sacred knowledge, and divine feminine energy. So I feel like rely on your intuition, not necessarily read into what is being said, but try and discern what the intention is without, and if you need clarity, ask. Don't make assumptions if you feel unclear. Okay? So there's lots of layers here, and I'm actually going to move these over here because I feel like these are two messages for two different either two different people or two different relationships or something. So I feel like there's maybe an over attachment that's going to be revealed during this Valentine's Day dinner, and somebody's going to want to detach from that. And then we have this. There is something about some ambiguity, which is going to create some frustration, but it's basically rely on your intuition. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. If there's, and I'm just giving a warning to some because my guides are saying this is really important for some. If you don't feel like it's going to be safe for you to, go to let's say you're on a dinner date with somebody that you're not really that familiar with, and you just are getting that intuitive feeling that, I really don't feel like I'm going to be safe if I go to that person's home. Don't go. Listen to your intuition. Keep yourself safe. That's a specific message for someone, but it's coming through very strongly, very powerfully, and my guides are very insistent that this is something that you really need to pay attention to. So if you just get that not so good feeling when they say, well, why don't you come to my place for a drink? Don't go. Okay? Please listen to the intuition and keep yourself safe. Yeah, there's something here. I feel like there's some needs in this situation that aren't necessarily being met, but they are demands. They're not necessarily needs, and this has built up some resentment. Not for everybody. There's the Two of Cups. There's the relationship. It feels like this was a harmonious relationship up until now. Eight of Cups. I want to be able to tell you that this is going to be a delightful evening and a dreamy Valentine's Day, but I'm not getting that energy. I'm getting that this is going to be a disruptive day, and I think it's going to be very disappointing for a lot of people, but my job is to tell you the truth. I don't sugarcoat, and I certainly don't misrepresent what my guides are saying or what I'm getting from the energy of the reading, because that is not integrity. And my goal is to bring these messages through to give you the best information with integrity so that you can make decisions or at least be forewarned and then be able to respond according to what is best for you. Okay, so this is looking good for me. There's the resistance right there. Okay, I think this is coming a little more clear. The energy was a bit cloudy, but I think I'm getting the gist of it. So, yep, right there, there's the end. I did a reading about the fire and ice full moon. We're still under that energy, and I talked about how this relationship could blossom or blow up. And it's just going to depend on your chart, and it's going to depend on you and the other person. But right now, I'm really feeling like we have somebody who's really attached to you, and you may not be as attached to them. Feels like you're kind of pulling away. And nothing instigates that runner dynamic than when somebody pulls away. And I feel like this is you pulling away. And I feel like there's an element, my guides are saying something about fair. Well, I think what's kept you in this situation is you feel like it would be unfair if you left at Valentine's Day, if you just didn't do the date or do the dinner. But you're getting that this person is a little bit too obsessed, too hyper involved in the relationship. And I feel like there's a disinterest, kind of like, it's too much. And I feel like there's somebody kind of walking away because there is there's a neglect of balance, is what my guides are saying. And I mean, I'm looking at the cards and I'm thinking, oh, this could be really, there's two energies here. There's a relationship that has overcome this obsession, and then you have this balance and the Six of Pentacles with the kind of the soulmate card, and then the transformation. That's one aspect. And then there's another aspect for some of you where this is going to be, you just don't want the pressure of this over involvement with this person, this obsessiveness. It's like they call you all the time, they text you all the time, and you've had conversations like, it's not necessary to text me at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then again at 7, and then at 8, and then at 9, and then at 10, and then at 11. How about a couple of times a day would be lovely, and they just can't seem to stabilize that. All right, so astrologically, the Two of Cups is Cancerian energy. Eight of Cups is Piscean energy. We have the Six of Pentacles, Taurus energy. Four of Pentacles, Capricornian energy. So we definitely have water signs, earth signs here. Then we go into the Six of Cups, which is Scorpionic. So we've got all the water signs covered just on this side. And then the Death card is more Scorpionic energy. And this is kind of the ending. It's a change, and there's no going back. So this could go two ways. It's either going to be a deepening of a relationship, a transformation of an existing relationship, through kind of working out the details of this conversation, investing the time, the energy into getting the clarity before you make assumptions. And then there's the whole other thing about, somebody is just way too attached, and they are just not getting the message that you need a little bit more freedom. And that could end the relationship. Okay, so let's pull over here on this non-duality. This is where you really need to work on your intuition and being divinely human. Okay, being divinely human, but listening to that intuition. It might be, there's Four of Cups, some more disinterest. I feel like this is disinterest in the status quo. Okay, so here's a scenario. Please let me know if this happens to you. Like you're sitting in the restaurant and you see this other person across the restaurant, or sitting at another table, kind of experiencing what you're experiencing. It's almost like a universal thing is going on with this astrology, and it's affecting a lot of relationships. So basically, if you have a really good, solid, steady relationship, you're going to know how to navigate this, because you're going to know to ask for clarity. Don't make assumptions if there's details lacking. And you're going to say, you know what, I know you better than that. And, I know you didn't mean that, that kind of thing. But then there's the other aspect that if this is kind of like a new relationship, it has, there could be a tendency for those kind of relationships to blow up because of the change in communication, with Mercury changing signs and into Pisces, which is represented here. But it feels like somebody might glance across the restaurant and you meet somebody else's eyes, and you just have that instant recognition that they are going through the same kind of lack of detailed conversation that you're going to, and it's almost like, give me another glass of wine, I'm going to need it to get through this dinner. That's just what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I wish I could say this is going to be, one of the roses and chocolates and champagne kind of Valentine's Day, not with these aspects. If you are self-assured and confident, and you have a lot of trust in your relationship, you'll breeze through this even with all the problematic aspects, because you're going to know part of it's the astrology, and that you know, you have trust in that other person. You can anticipate, um, you know, that this is all gonna, it's just kind of like a little bubble on the plate. I don't know why I said that, but I'm trying to express the fact that if you're confident in yourself, this isn't going to matter to you that much. But if you're insecure with yourself or in this relationship, this is going to be the blow up. So there's that. Sorry. All right, so we have the Four of Cups, more Cancerian energy, Three of Pentacles. Then we have the Two of Pentacles, that is Capricorn energy, Eight of Wands, Sagittarius energy, Seven of Cups, that's Scorpionic energy, Page of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, Three of Pentacles, more Capricorn energy. So over here is a lot of Capricorn energy. You have the 2 and 3 and Page of Pentacles, all Capricorn energy. So this is kind of like, I feel like on this side you're probably dealing with somebody that is a Capricorn, or you're a Capricorn, and there's heavy Capricorn in the charts. Then we have that Four of Cups. Like I said, that's Cancerian energy. It's like you're disinterested in the emotional aspects. This Eight of Wands, that's kind of like, to me, a little more open communication, but here we have some confusion. That Seven of Cups goes right along with what I've been saying. A lack of detail, a little bit of push-pull. My guys are saying it's like pulling, the old phrase about pulling teeth, trying to get details from this person. It's very ambiguous. And we got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. And this is kind of like that partnership alliance where it's just like something just is off. But because you are wise and because you are spiritually self-assured, you're going to know that it's just off because of the astrology, and this too will pass. So maybe don't blow up out of proportion. I feel like this could be one partner. This could be the other partner. There's a lot of different scenarios here, which is great. But, I mean, I think I've covered quite a bit of the... let me take it from this perspective of this being, and I feel like this is more a masculine. This feels like a masculine energy. This feels more like the feminine energy. And I feel like the feminine in this case is a little bit more spiritually self-assured and is very open to having a conversation, even though it lacks clarity and detail. It's like, okay, you know what? I can ask some salient questions in order to tug out those details. But, you know, I also know that the astrology is affecting this Valentine's Day in a weird kind of way. So not necessarily going to get all, you know, my panties in a wad about that. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow and, you know, not press the test on the conversation, on the frustration that I'm feeling. I feel like that's the feminine here. The masculine here, I feel like, has a lot of fear about the feminine being so self-assured, and it's like they have this obsessive quality about them where they really kind of like over trigger the relationship. They're focused on controlling the relationship, not so much in a narcissistic way, but in a they don't feel as though their position is secure in this relationship. I think they have a fear that the self-assured feminine over here is going to walk away because of their clinginess, neediness, over-communication, hypersensitivity, and all of that. And I feel like they have this really profound... they feel the connection in a really profound way, but I don't feel as though the connection is like a deep soul connection. It's like they're clinging to the term soulmate in order to my guides are saying the word pacify their ego. It's like they consider you a soulmate and you're really not. And so they're really hyper fixated on trying to cling to the relationship. It's almost like they fabricated this soulmate energy out of some insecurity and fear. And so that's what I think is going to be illuminated. Now that's, again, there are lots of different scenarios. I am giving you absolutely everything I can pull from these cards and scenarios. There is the King of Cups. Love that. That's Cancerian energy. He's cool, calm, and collected. Here we have the Ten of Swords. Ouch. Two of Wands. It's Aries energy. This is, I believe, Gemini energy. So we have the King of Cups, and he's just one cool dude. I mean, he's just a cool dude. He's not over emotional. He's not overreactive. He is definitely not obsessive. He is cool, calm, and collected. And I feel like with the Ten of Swords, with this being the King of Cups with these Aries, with this Aries energy, with the Ten of Swords in between. So we have Cancerian energy, we have this Aries energy, and we have the Ten of Swords. I just feel like it's like they're not going to react. They're not going to, they or you. Now, this is a general read. This can all be flip-flopped back and forth because I'm reading the energy. I'm getting a feminine energy here. I'm getting a masculine energy here, but that doesn't mean gender. That means energies. And I feel like this, even though it's a masculine, I feel like somebody in this connection is just cool, calm, and collected, not hyper vigilant over the relationship, not assessing all of the emotional details to kind of garner some sort of meaning. I feel like this is somebody who's like, you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not going to get emotionally upset about it. If we're going to end it with this Ten of Swords, if it's just going to end, if we're going to just kind of, if the relationship is going to dissipate, I'm going to be cool with that because I'm self-assured. I feel, but with this Aries masculine energy, this could be the feminine just saying, this isn't for me. This is way too much, way too intense. I'm just not going to go for this. You know, I need somebody that's on the same kind of self-assured level as I am. Okay, let's pull a couple more cards just because this is a very complex. Actually, let's get something from the Lovers. Maybe there's a word of wisdom in there, but there is, I mean, you can just see this is interesting reading. But with all the aspects that we went over in the beginning, like I said, I would love to be able to say, oh, this is just going to be all Venus energy. This is all going to be Venus Cancerian energy. We're just going to, everybody's just going to love each other. We're going to have passionate kisses under the moonlight with chocolate and champagne. I mean, that's dreaming. That's not the energies that this Valentine's Day is going to full. Remember, we just had that full moon in Leo, and that is still affecting the energies. Let's hope for some good news. Romance. Woo! There we go. Now look at that. See that feminine there with that, you know, kind of flamey stuff along her. That to me is spiritually, a little more spiritually self-assured. And I think if you're spiritually self-assured, you're going to find romance in the conversation, no matter whether it's lacking detail. I just think that you're going to feel with your intuition how this person truly feels and values you. And then in this one, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. I feel like here's the dove with an olive branch. That could be an apology. But it also could be, if this needs to end, if you're going to be walking away, or this is going to end, or possibly transform, you're going to see the spiritual rationale for that event later on, when the details kind of come back together in the relationship, or the post analysis of the relationship. The details will all start to build, and then you're going to kind of say, yeah, I dodged a bullet. So there you go. That's the reading. I hope it helps. Please let me know in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, this is Elle wishing you well, and happy Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for your likes, your subscribing to my channel, and your very kind comments. I hope you found this video helpful. Please check out my other videos for other messages that will help you enhance your spiritual well-being. I'm Elle, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you again. Until then, my dear friends, namaste.